Good morning. We have almost a sea of red. What's the occasion? Ah, welcome to Unity of London. Today, just a couple of days before Christmas, we celebrate the love and peace in our hearts. Just a simple reminder that Unity welcomes all people with love and awareness of divine spirit within each person. And we welcome a great crowd here at our building at 501 Nelson Street. We welcome all of you on Zoom. Good morning. And we also bless and welcome those that might watch this later on YouTube. We're going to start today. Of course, things are a little bit different. Oh, we didn't check our monitor. Maybe I can just turn it on. Maybe I can. It's on the side. It's on the top. No. Oh, there's a green light. Green light means go in technology. Oh, look at that. It says welcome. Thanks, Lorraine. It was because you started walking down here it worked. So we welcomed everyone, and as we know, for all of it, or for many of us, especially those of us in the building, it is like coming home, and it's because of the love and the kindness, and unity is a positive path to spiritual living. So the 5 basic principles. So let's affirm these together as we come to the great time of the year that we sometimes go through a lot of extra things that remind us about this. So principle number 1 is that God is all good and active in everything, everywhere. 2, I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and it is in everyone. 3, I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. Number 4, through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring the good in my life. And with zeal, number 5, I do and give my best by living the truth I know. I make a difference. And so we'll move into prayer. So I invite you to become comfortable in your seat and close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so. And just relax. Breathing in all the good that is in and around us. And as we exhale, we let go of the busyness of the morning, the thoughts of today, whether it's Pauline and her presentation and the slides and the candle, or myself and my piece of what I'm doing in this, or maybe what you dealt with before you got here. And don't give any thought to what's happening after this moment. Just be here and now as we all connect with God and feel the heart beating, knowing that Spirit is beating all of our hearts together as one. Because as we believe in unity, we are one. We know there's many spiritual gatherings happening today, and we bless them all. In particular, those that are happening in unities all over the world. We see our movement has made a great difference this year in 2024, and we know in our hearts that it will make a greater difference in 2025 as we pick up momentum and more people connect with their hearts and with each other. We prepare for a wonderful, wonderful service, being reminded of our 12 powers that are available to us at all times, and celebrating the birth of something new within each of us. We take a moment to whisper the names of those that we'd like additional prayer for, and you just speak that quietly into the space. And we just take a moment and feel in the silence the love that is available to us, and we imagine it expanding out to touch many more hearts, to find just a little crack in the ones that have just a wee bit of light there, and it's our love that brightens their light. We appreciate those that are going through challenges at this time, because it is a time of challenge for many. If they're feeling alone, we want them to know that they're not alone, that they are part of us. If they are hungry, we see them getting food from an unknown source. If they're cold, we see them getting a blanket or being invited in where it's warm. If they are challenged with money, we see them sharing the little that they have, and we know that it will grow. We truly at Unity can imagine a world powerfully transformed into a world where everyone has a home, everyone has a full belly, and the clothes that they need, and everything, because they are connected to their one and only source, the same one we all use. And we are grateful that source is here and works with us. And so it is, and so we let it be. And now Nancy will come up and read the daily word.
Whoops. Is it? Yes.
There it is.
Joy. My Advent journey leads me to joy. There is a stirring in the air that calls me to rejoice. The imminent birth of the Christ into humanity is an exciting time. Joy is the welcoming of unconditional love and the deep knowing. It is the bright birthright of all the world's beings to have this unconditional love. It is the awe felt at the birth of a baby, the scent of crisp, clean air, or watching a comet flame across the night sky. These are some of the wonders that bring me joy. I need not wait for these serendipitous happenings to awaken my joy. As I have embarked on the Advent journey, I have grown in faith, peace, and love. With joy, my Advent journey is nearing completion. This wonderful feeling of deep contentment, a full heart, and tranquil mind leads to the expectancy of the birth of the Christ within, the greatest gift anyone could receive. From Matthew 2:10, when they saw the star had stopped, they were overwhelmed with joy.
Thank you, Nancy. And now we have our our announcements. So, apparently it's getting cold outside. Did anybody notice that this morning? If you didn't, I would say you're not awake. But it is getting cold outside. So we have our Christmas project going on, and it goes early into the new year. So we're looking for collection of mitts and gloves, hats, scarves, and socks. And with the socks, white is preferred. For people on the street, white is very important. Otherwise, other things, dye gets in their feet, and it's not a pleasant situation. And then also we have the food bank collection for the folks at the food bank. So various canned vegetables and fruit, but we're looking for, as nutritious as you possibly can get that's non-perishable. Ideally, no salt added, no sugar added, and they're grateful for things that are provided that are gluten-free. Women's hygiene products are greatly appreciated, and of course, the babies need diapers and formula, just about anything that you think that you would like. Get some and share it. And the bookstore feature, so Get It Before Christmas, CDs by Paul Luftenegger. So we have some great gift offerings. So Paul's got a couple of different CDs, and you can share his heavenly music and some other gift suggestions. We have lots of great books for adults, children. There's some magnets in there, some other ornaments, and some art. So if you're still looking for a couple of last-minute things, check out the bookstore. Wednesday night, we have our music nights. It was a great concert on Wednesday night for those of us that came for the Christmas concert. Jim did a great job along with all of his great, there was, how many, 6 of them up here? Yeah, 6 people, and 5 guys and 1 woman. And she did a great job in interjecting her femininity into the testosterone. So the next show will be January the 8th. So don't come out next Wednesday night. If you are, call somebody so you're not alone. The next book study that's coming up starts January 14th. This is the regular book study on Tuesdays at 9:30 in the morning on Zoom. And the next book is Ordinary Enlightenment. Talk to Lorraine for a little bit more information, or you can send an email to unityoflondon@hotmail. And now the Christmas story. So I think that means I'm done announcements and I'm on to the rest of the... Oh, and I didn't bring my phone up, but before I start, if you have your phone with you, greatly appreciate it if you would turn it on silent mode or turn it off or airplane or something, because we've got some great stuff going on today and we don't want to be interrupted. So our service for today will include readings, a gift of Christmas music from our dear Heather Braden, and our 12-hour candle lighting ceremony, which has been used with Unity since 1923. It's a long time. And now we will be blessed by Miss Heather Braden as she comes up and plays, "O Come All Ye Faithful." Wonderful. What a blessing. Thank you, Heather. Okay, well, apparently we know, and I think we do know, that the birth of the Christ doesn't happen just once in a lifetime, or symbolically just once a year at Christmas time. What we in Unity really celebrate at Christmas time is not so much the birth of the baby, but what the birth of that baby represents in us. The birth of the Christ awareness within each of us. The person who we're told was born over 2,000 years ago was a baby named Jesus, a babe who in manhood took on the qualities of the Christ. When we awaken our divine identity, we find we are not hopeless, we are faith-filled. We are not weak, we are strong. We are not broken, we are whole. Joy stabilizes our human experience. We are fortified by the knowledge of ourselves as divine humans, ready for all that is ahead of us. Today, we light all 4 candles on the Advent wreath. I invite Kate and Dave Scheel and their daughters, if they're here. No, Kate and Dave are going to come up and light the candles. And each candle represents in order. The first purple candle is hope and faith. The second purple one is peace. Pink for love. Another purple for joy. And the large white candle is the Christ candle. Wonderful. Thank you. Just imagine as those are lit and as they are burning, that love and faith and joy and peace is emanating from them and into the no thing, which is everything. And now we will move to our readings. So we have the Annunciation by Marie France and Lorraine.
And it came to pass that God sent Gabriel to Mary, who lived in Nazareth in Galilee. Mary was a virgin and betrothed to a man named Joseph, of the house and lineage of David. Gabriel startled Mary with his greeting, "Hail, O favored one, the Lord is with you." And then he said, "Do not be afraid, Mary, for you have found favor with God. And behold, you will conceive in your womb and bear a son, and you shall call his name Jesus." Gabriel then told her that God would give her a son, the throne of David, and he would rule over the house of Jacob forever. Mary replied, "How can this be? I have no husband." The angel explained that the Holy Spirit would cause the miracle, and the child would be holy, the Son of God. Then he told her that her aged kinswoman Elizabeth, who had been barren, was now 6 months pregnant with a son, because with God nothing will be impossible. Mary ceased arguing and said, "Behold, I am the handmaiden of the Lord. Let it be to me according to your word."
Metaphysically, Mary represents our heart faculty, as do all the women of the Bible. When we are in our Mary state of consciousness, we are expressing and living faith, turning our problems over to God and knowing that with God nothing is impossible. In unity, we see Mary as representing a virgin state of consciousness. A state of consciousness so pure that the Christ can be born through it. It is a state of consciousness that is open and receptive to the Word of God, empty of ego, free of negative thinking and judgment. And it's into this consciousness that is so pure that the Christ can be born.
And we have online, we have Wilda reading the birth.
Okay. Joseph had to go to his tribal city, Bethlehem, to register in the First World Census ordered by the Roman Emperor Augustus. When Mary and Joseph arrived, Bethlehem was crowded. Though there was no room in the inn, the innkeeper, seeing Mary's condition, let them stay in the stable, a cave in the side of the hill where he kept his oxen. When the baby was born, Mary wrapped him in swaddling clothes and laid him in the manger. Joseph is betrothed to Mary and becomes the earthly father of Jesus. Metaphysically, Joseph represents our thinking faculty, our intellect. When our heart or emotions, Mary, and our head or intellect, Joseph, join together, a seed is planted, a divine idea which is born and manifests in our lives. There must be a marriage between the intuitive heart and the intellectual understanding in order for the Christ to be born within us. Our thinking ability serves to protect, guide, and support us when it is illumined and attuned to spiritual truth through intuition. The right state of mind is important to the growth of new spiritual awareness. And where is this Christ child born? Not at the inn, for there was no room there. The in represents the ego, and often our ego doesn't want to make room for this new birth, this new spiritual way of life. How often do we resist the onset of spiritual ideas? We want to throw these ideas out of the in or our ego, don't we? Therefore, the Christ child is not born in the inn, but in a manger. The manger represents the heart or emotions, and we must be open and receptive to feel the emotion of that birth within us. We must prepare the manger of our hearts to receive the babe, the new Christ awareness within us.
And now Kate will come and read about the shepherds.
That night, shepherds washing their flock in a nearby field were terrified and almost blinded by a great light. Then Gabriel appeared and said, "Be not afraid, for behold, I bring you good news of a great joy, which will come to all the people. For to you is born in this day in the city of David a Savior, who is Christ the Lord." The angel told them where to find the child, and then a heavenly choir joined them, saying, "Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace among people with whom he is blessed." The angels disappeared, and the shepherds hurried to Bethlehem. They found Mary and Joseph and the babe in the manger. They knelt, presented their gift of a lamb, and reported what the angel had said. Mary was very quiet as she listened. As the shepherds returned to the fields, they glorified God for all they had seen and heard. Metaphysically, the shepherds represent our peaceful, loving thoughts, and shepherds tend with loving care the flock of feelings that are under its charge. Through a deep prayer consciousness, the shepherd in us can gently guide us back to God, to the Christ within. Angels are messengers of God, and they are constantly bringing us guidance and direction from God. Angels represent divine ideas that help us to understand ourselves and to come back to that wonderful spiritual place of peace and light so that we can be spiritually illumined. When we feel the Christ presence within us, we can begin to remember who we are and what our purpose is, to be the Christ presence for everyone, to love those around us, to bring peace and love and joy to the world.
Thanks, Kate. Now, Don and George will come and read about the wise men. Camera can see, okay.
A few months passed following the dedication of Jesus in the temple in Jerusalem, according to the Jewish practice. They returned to the house in Bethlehem. The 3 magi, wise men from the east, rode their camels into Jerusalem, asking people, "Where is he who has been born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east and have come to worship him." When word of them and their question reached Herod, he felt threatened. He called the chief priests and scribes together and asked them where the prophesied king was born. They said, "In Bethlehem of Judea," and quoted the prophet Micah. After the priest and scribe left, Herod secretly summoned the Magi. From them he learned that they had first seen the star over a year before. Then he sent them to Bethlehem, saying, "Go and search diligently for the child, and when you've found him, bring me word that I too may come to worship him." Of course, that was not what Herod planned to do. The star, which they had seen in the east, led the Magi to the house where the babe was. With joy they went into the house, and when they saw Mary and her child, they bowed down to worship him and gave their gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. That night they were warned in a dream not to go back to Herod, so they departed for their own country by a different route.
Metaphysically, the star represents our awakening to our divine nature, the possibilities of our own Christ nature. It shines for us. It is spiritual guidance. Not everyone saw the star. King Herod didn't. Only the highly illumined saw the star. The star represents our higher aspirations, something that we can see only when we have the consciousness, when we have the spiritual receptivity of the wise man in us. East is from the direction of the rising sun, which symbolizes the source, the spiritual realm of consciousness. The wise men from the east, then, represent something wondrous in us, that higher wisdom and spiritual insight that can come right into our ordinary thoughts and feelings for no reason at all. When we use this wisdom on our journeys, we are not fooled by the material world represented by Herod. Each time we experience divinity within us, we receive treasures untold. Gold, which represents the riches of the Spirit. Frankincense, which represents the beauty of the Spirit. And myrrh, which represents the eternity of the soul.
Thank you, everyone. So as you can see, the Christ candle has also been lit. It represents the beautiful Christ light that's deep within us, that never goes out. It supplies the light for all the other candles. We allow this light to radiate and shine from our hearts outward to touch and bless everyone. The candle lighters will light their candle from the Christ candle to symbolize us empowering it in ourselves. Our candlelight ceremony will include each of you receiving and lighting a small candle after our 12 power candles have been lit individually. Each candle is you shining your light in the world. Pauline's going to come up to read, and Renee will read the affirmations for each power. Let her words be your words.
The first power is faith. And you'll notice that when Lorraine brings up faith, it's a chunky candle. It's not a little slim taper. That's representative because our faith in us is our source of appreciating and accepting divine presence within us. The first power, then faith, is that quality within us which enables us to look past appearances of lack, limitation, or difficulty, to take hold of the divine idea and believe in it, even though we don't see any evidence of it except in our own mind. Through faith, we know with an inner knowing the trust that has not yet expressed in our manifest world.
I have faith that all wisdom, all love, all power is always present as spirit within me.
The next power is strength. Spiritual strength represented by the light green candle. Divine strength gives us the ability to endure, to stay the course, to last, to be persistent, persevere, and be stable. Strength is essential to the process of awakening our spiritual faculties. Because strength gives us the stamina necessary to follow through and unfold other powers, strength is closely allied with faith.
Strength is my capacity to stay the course so I can be the best Christ I can be.
The next power is wisdom. Wisdom is represented by the yellow candle. Wisdom is the innate ability by which we evaluate and discern moment by moment how effectively we are being the best person and the best Christ we can be. We can also use this ability to see beyond the appearances of someone else's personality, ego, attitudes, and actions to discern the presence of this beautiful Christ nature. We also use divine wisdom to apply what we know about divine ideas, laws, and principles to make them even more practical.
I am guided to live the truth with wisdom, using the all-knowing God mind within.
The next candle is pink. Love is represented by the pink candle. Divine love is the pure essence of being that binds together our whole human family. Love is the harmonizing, healing, unifying, attracting power in the universe. Love is how we experience the oneness that recognizes God in and through every part of the universe. We must always make sure that we link love with wisdom, remembering to keep the Christ, our own God nature, in charge.
I let God's love flow through me every moment of every day.
The next candle, purple. Purple represents the faculty of power. Power is not to be exercised for the purpose of controlling others, but for the purpose of taking dominion over our own thoughts and feelings in order to come into a greater God awareness.
Spiritual energy flows through my mind and body. I am one with all power in the universe now.
Then we take a little break for a Christmas song by Heather.
Tanya should be here with her flute. Make a great duo.
We are blessed. We are blessed, dear Heather, by your beautiful violin playing. Thank you so much. The next candle is sky blue, light blue. Hey, our dear Jim Chapman, the divine gift of imagination. It's so appropriate, isn't it? This creative man. Imagination is our ability to visualize, conceptualize, and envision based on ideas, truths, principles, and laws that are divine in nature. Spirit communicates divine ideas and plans to us by projecting greater goals and good onto the screens of our minds. So we are able to develop this power under the direction of our Christ consciousness.
I use imagination to empower the divine ideas flowing through me.
The next candle is gold. Spiritual understanding. The gold candle helps us to understand the truth about ourselves, that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Understanding is the ability of the mind to use and apply the knowledge that arises from the internal knowing that is independent of intellectual reasoning.
I spiritually know and affirm that I see, feel, and understand all things in the light of spirit.
The next candle is silver. Dear Barb, will is the silver candle. Will is called the executive power of the mind, moving all the other powers into action. This faculty gives us the ability to choose, decide, command, and act based on ideas, truths, principles, and laws that are divine in nature.
I use will to take action on that which my heart knows is mine to do.
The next candle is dark green. Divine order. The dark green candle. We use this ability to organize and adjust our lives based on principles and laws that are divine in nature. Working from the inside out, we experience right relationships, harmonious results, and divinely directed actions.
I am one with the harmonious, continuous forward movement of God's universe.
The next one is orange, specifically chosen by our zealous Sylvia. The orange candle represents zeal. Zeal is the ability to be enthusiastic and passionate about life and living, based on divine ideas and principles. As Charles Fillmore, our co-founder, stated at age 94, I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm as I spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that need to be done by me.
The inward fire of spiritual zeal urges me on to greater experiences of God's good.
The next candle is russet, symbolizing release. Dear Anna, the russet candle symbolizes letting go, release. We use this power to release useless, self-defeating thoughts, to make room for God's good to fill our lives.
I release thoughts and actions that limits my divine expression.
The last candle is red. Dear Peggy Matzer, Peggy, who's such a loving caregiver for four-legged critters and two-legged critters as well. The last candle, the red one, represents life. Life enlivens and energizes every living being.
I am alive, alert, awake, joyous, and enthusiastic about life and living.
And now we welcome our dear Heather back up to play Joy to the World. And my script says with community singing along. So if you know this and you'd like to sing it with Heather, go for it. Thanks so much, dear Heather. And now we have a collection, I believe, Christmas offering. And our Christmas
No
offering,
envelopes.
our Christmas offering goes to help support our
here.
building. Our building requires funds, as you might guess, heating, lighting, maintenance of the building. I am so incredibly grateful to all the people who stepped forth to help with this service today. A lot of behind-the-scenes work, and everybody that you saw came up to light candles. And I know that there are a few people who wanted to light them. We only had 12 to be lit. And they said, "Are there any more candles?" And I said, "Sorry." Lorraine, who did lots and lots more slides,
I'll stir it up.
and Sylvia and Larry and George and Barb. George and Barb were there passing out your little individual white candles, which we'll be using very soon. I could name every single
Oops.
person in this room, but I don't think I better do that. But you are so appreciated, loved, and respected for all that you bring and all that you share in terms of your talents and your energies. And let us share in our prosperity blessing. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. This is the moment when you will have a chance to light your individual candles. It's very symbolic. If I had been doing the message that I had planned to do before we decided to have this today instead of Christmas Eve, it was called The Greatest Gift. And to me, our greatest gift is a gift of recognizing, appreciating, and believing that we are divine presence in the world. You are a light. Your unique light shines the way no one else's light can shine. And so our candle lighting service is all revolving around the symbolism of light. Your smile lights up the world. Your generosity softens hearts. Your sharing of creative talents allows other people to bloom, because when they see you share, they want to. Know that whatever you do between now and Christmas Day can light up someone's life Just take a look at those harried clerks in the grocery store. If you're going into grocery stores or if you're driving down the road, let your best gift of all shine from you, and that's a smile. A lot of people out there are looking pretty anxious and perturbed. Let it not be you. Let it be you helping them to know that there is still faith and hope in this world. So this is the moment when you have a chance to light your individual candle. And if one of the powers up there calls to you, we have had people light their candle from every single candle up there. But if you feel the need to light your candle from one of those powers, please do so. And there are little bins of sand, thanks to Sylvia and Larry, and I think George. After you light your little individual candle, you place your candle in the sand. You don't blow it out, but you just make sure it's wedged into the little sand bin, and then we'll see all of the candles lit. Here are the bins. Somebody's looking around saying, where are they? Where are they? So you light your candle, you come over here, put your candle in one of the little bins with the light on the top. Still shining. and we'll start at the back row and just come forward one at a time. Bring your little candle, light your candle, place your candle in the sand, then return to your seat by the center aisle. Yay, Ed. Ed, our sound person. You can give him a round of applause. If she wants to. Good idea. Who said that? That was Lorraine? It's in my script. Better read the script. Yep. Heather's playing Silent Night. Thank you, Lorraine.
we're just having our last few people light their candle. I wanted to share, Pauline and I spent some time together yesterday, and we were looking at the lights on the tree, and it reminded me when we talked about lighting our individual lights, how we are a light in the world. And I think one of the reasons we love having the trees and the different things is because there's more light. We light lights at night. And so you are a light. Please be bright. And now our president's going to close us out.
Well, on this special day of lighting candles, just to thank you for all being here and to showing and lighting your own light and expressing that with all the 12 powers. So whatever one you chose, we weren't all watching, but but you know, they're there for us and to rely on and to pray about and to think about. So just want to thank you for being here today. And we're going to sing along with Heather to We Wish You a Merry Christmas. So join in that beautiful song that we've been singing for 100 years or more.
From the Christmas Carol.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Christmas Carol. The movie.